Oh, you think you got away?
Welcome to Harlots of Spook Talk. Viewer discretion is advised. I'm Carly, one of your hosts.
And I'm Tiffany. And tonight we will be talking about Terri Hoffman. So, a little background on her. Um, so she was, whoa, sorry, she was an American religious cult leader known for the unexplained deaths of some of her followers, including two husbands, shortly after they had willed all their possessions to her. Holy, that's great. Um, what is that?
Devotees.
Devotees in her Dallas-based new religious movement. This is in Texas, guys. That is to my heart. I'm a Texas girl, so um, conscious development of body. So it's the religious movement on conscious development of body, mind, and soul. Believe that they fought against spiritual entities called Black Lords on various planes of existence and protected themselves with powerful gems. The goal was joining God and the 12 masters through reincarnation in the spiritual realm. A 4-year investigation by Dallas District Attorney's Office failed to produce evidence tying Hoffman to the deaths, but she was later sentenced to prison for bankruptcy fraud. So that's just about her little bit.
And then we'll get into the early life and career of Hoffman. Was born March 21st, 1938, into poverty and sent to Lutheran orphanage located in Round Rock at age 9. She was adopted 2 years later and renamed Terry Lee Benson. Hoffman married truck driver John Wilder in 1953 and had her daughter Kathy in 1954. Her son Kenneth in 1958 and another daughter Virginia in 1963. She was committed to Parkland Hospital for a psychiatric evaluation during divorce proceedings in 1971, but got custody of the oldest daughter in 1950s. Hoffman became interested in meditation, metaphysics, hypnotism, Silva mind control, and the writings of Edgar Case. After attracting a number of followers in the late 1960s, she incorporated her movement as conscious development of the body, mind, and soul in 1974, selling lessons with private constellations.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I just have to ask, what is metaphysics?
Oh,
Yeah, that's a new one for me. I
it's
don't know.
yes,
Someone let me know.
yes. So let us know down below.
I have no idea. Um, so Hoffman also started a jewelry business, incorporating it as CD gems. Followers were instructed to buy expensive handmade jewelry that she would turn into powerful protective gems. By the mid 1970s, over 100 people attended the weekly lectures in Dallas, Texas, and many more took Hoffman's printed lessons. She claimed herself the reincarnation of Saint Teresa of, I don't even know, Avila. Don't come for me, I think that's how it is. As her inner circle waged war against the Black Lords on several planes of existence. This is so crazy.
So,
Aiding aiding them with aiding them where God and the 12 masters such as Jesus who were visible to Hoffman. She also said she could communicate with the dead and see the past and future. I've heard of things people like that, but
yes.
That's pretty. I mean, that's cool, but yeah, we're not talking about that on her. But um, Hoffman as eschewed critical thinking. I have no idea what that is. Convincing her followers that such negative energies could prove fatal. However, death was not to be feared as the ultimate goal was rebirth in the spiritual realm. That's
Whoa,
so
that
yeah.
that is weird. Now let's talk about the unalivings in the cult. 25-year-old Glenn Cooley, Hoffman's second husband, decided to leave the cult and his marriage with Terri in the late 1976. Just 5 days after the divorce was finalized, Cooley was found unalived from a Valium and Liberum or something overdose on February 1st, 1977. Coley's will, which named Hoffman as the sole beneficiary, was discovered in her safe. Was produced by Hoffman. Her group saw the incident as proof that the Black Lords were seizing control and contaminating the local population. Many members of the movement left as a result of bloodletting treatment. We all know what bloodletting is. Which, wow. Which
What
supposed
it no,
oh,
I'm sorry, I don't know what it is.
bloodletting is back in the day, they used to literally cut people to bleed them, to bleed out the bad in them, like viruses, bad juju. Actually,
Oh.
we'll be talking on the next episode of somebody who used bloodletting.
Oh,
Some of our presidents used it, yeah.
oh.
Kings, queens, they all used it
Mm.
back in the day. Supposedly, Drain Hoffman had told her that he was moving to the next level and that two had visited him at his cabin the night before his passing after he ingested the drugs. Hoffman married Ben Johnson just 5 months, after Cooley died, but they later got divorced in 1980. At this time, her meditation workshops allegedly drew hundreds of participants and conscious development started spreading to Chicago, Illinois. In August 1929, 79, 21-year-old Kenneth Wilder, the son of Hoffman, died after he fell from a building under construction. His death benefits and other assets were also left to his mother.
That's
Suspicious.
nah. Mm-hmm.
Suspicious.
Very suspicious. So Hoffman's secretary treasurer, 40-year-old Sandra Cleaver, who joined the spiritual movement in the late 1970s, traveled to Hawaii in February 1979 with her daughter, 13-year-old Susan, we'll just say Susan Cleaver, who she had previously avoided because Hoffman had claimed that
Devereaux or Devereaux.
Dever- Devereaux, Devereaux, I don't know. So Hoffman had claimed that Devereaux was filled with negative energies and evil spirits that would harm her and infect her energies. As a result, Sandra grew distant from her daughter. On February 25th, 1979, Sandra and her daughter entered an inflatable raft and headed out to sea. Hold up. Why wouldn't you just take a boat?
I don't know. Because
You're
she had
going
other
out to sea.
plans.
But an inflatable. Okay, anyways, I want to see where this goes. According to Sandra, when a first wave knocked their raft over, they were separated by a second wave. Sandra arrived to the coast covered in wounds and bruises. Well, you were in an inflatable raft. Wow. Duh. Um, so the bruises and wounds were caused by the coral because you don't want to mess with that. That does hurt. But her daughter's body was discovered hours later. Um, that's crazy.
It is.
By the time her daughter's father was notified and flew directly to Hawaii, he found Sandra recovering in a hospital room with Hoffman. Authorities discovered that Susan had made a will just before going on vacation. Wow.
Yep, that explains it.
Leaving all of her money and property to Hoffman and the cult. Her daughter owned a basketball, a music collection, and a $125,000 trust fund. On the day of her death, okay, she unalived, and unidentified woman went to the trust fund's bank and handed over the will. The will was soon sent to her father, but it was void because minors were not allowed to write wills in Texas. Key thing. That's because of the demons Hoffman said she had inside her. Some have hypothesized that Sandy may have killed her daughter, unalived her daughter.
Wow. Yeah. This gets deep, guys. Clever took a $300,000 life policy to the sole benefit of Hoffman and also transferred title of her house to her, paying Hoffman rent to live in her own home. Cleaver tried to cope with her daughter unalive and becoming closer to the housekeeper, Lewis Watson, but she continued to follow Hoffman. Although Lois, had been hesitant to travel, Sandy and Lois left on September 8th, 1981 for Colorado. Sandy then allegedly drove her station wagon directly off a 450-foot cliff after spending the day at Terry's sister's house. The two unalived instantly, although investigation determined that Sandy had driven off the cliff around 12 p.m. They could never determine why she drove off the cliff. Investigators soon discovered that 3 months prior to their unaliving, both women had updated their wills, naming Hoffman as the sole beneficiary. Clever's brother contested the will, and his lawyer called it the result of fraud, undue influence. The case was settled by Hoffman, and her movement was faced with bad publicity. 3 of 4 followers who testified on Hoffman's behalf would later commit unaliving themselves. By the mid 1980s, Hoffman had founded the perfume mixing company Perfume Oils International and began perfuming acupuncture massages.
What?
Yeah, this, I'm telling you.
This girl, and she's in my home state, but okay. Okay, I've never even known about her. 42-year-old Robert, a former curriculum writer for the Dallas Independent School District, whom Hoffman had matched with an invisible CIA agent named George, believed that her non physical bodies were working against her and that her best friend, Tamara Taylor's invisible CIA lover, Martin, was threatening her life. On April 19th, 1987, she told her former husband that she had contracted terminal illness from, from a banana peel, but was persuaded to see a doctor. 2 days later, after visiting Hoffman, what's his name? Robin unalived herself with, like pew pew, a pew pew.
Wow.
But
It's
is she like she can't be? She on drugs?
no, she was not hypnotizing, they're saying, but I guess she was just that believable.
Ah,
Yeah.
but you're in the 90s. Well, I mean 70s,
80s, 90s.
Yeah. Okay.
Remember, no internet, really. We had internet, but we didn't. It
I
wasn't
know.
at our hands.
It wasn't bad. I mean, it was like dial up.
Yeah, it was bad. It was AOL. On November 30th, 1987, 30-year-old follower Mary Alice Livingston was found unalive from a drug overdose in Chicago hotel room. The autopsy discovered a needle puncture mark on her left wrist, and it was conducted that she overdosed on two type of prescription sleeping pills. Mary had
Mm.
changed her life policy less than 2 weeks prior, replacing her youngest brother as a beneficiary. The new beneficiary was her former boyfriend, whom she had met through Hoffman on a spiritual retreat. She
Mm.
also left behind a tape message for her family that police recovered at the scene, stating that she used her divorce settlement money to pay off a small debt and make donations to animal welfare charities. However, she refused to name any recipients of these donations. In the tape, she spoke of her death. I want you to understand I am fully rational and I come to this decision after a long time of thinking. I am actually looking forward to it. Obviously, with past work with animals, I believe, yeah, for who's suffering horribly.
Mm. That's
Yeah,
sad. Oh my
these
gosh.
these get
And it's
bad.
like, yeah, like gets like even more like I don't even know if we should. That's a lot. Like there's more. I mean, a
There's a
lot
lot
more.
more.
Lot more. I mean, holy crap.
Let's
She
just
had
say
four
this.
husbands.
Yep. And countless, let's just say this, countless followers of this cult had unalived themselves and left all the money to the organization, the cult. So, yeah, this was just a tragedy in the making.
And they just all left it to her, pretty
They did.
much. And she got away with it. Let's
She
find.
passed away at age 77 in Dallas, Texas on
Uh,
October 31st, 2015. So, yeah, she got away
mhm.
with it.
Wow. You know, she's very lucky. She got away with that because she wouldn't have lasted.
Not
That's just
nowadays.
not nowadays, no.
So
Ugh.
this Terri Hoffman of conscious development of the body, mind, and soul cult. Wow.
I can't even, I don't have any words.
I don't either. It speaks
It's,
for itself.
it's like how,
Bad.
but it also shows you how, like, much
Influence.
influence people used to have on people, and they still do,
Oh, they still do.
but also how more technology has grown over the centuries. Like,
Yeah, because now we can open up an app and find out you can't get what she thought she got from a banana peel.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
know.
seriously, but we gotta look back at the times and realize, like,
Uh,
I don't even words can't even describe this woman.
I don't even know. I think she's one of the worst I've ever, not ever, but like,
Especially since she got them to do it themselves with their own hands.
yes.
That's what got to me.
Like she had that much power over them. Like
Yeah.
I would have, I would, if it was, I would want to snap out of it for one, because yeah, mm-mm.
And they only got her for bankruptcy fraud.
Yeah,
That's
that
the thing.
that's what's trippy. Like, but
It's
she had a file for bankruptcy,
yes.
and that was in 1991,
So that whole time she just
and only was sentenced to 16 months in prison for 10 counts of bankruptcy fraud in May of 1994.
that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that I mean, seriously. But if anybody is interested, there is a TV series, Unsolved Mysteries,
Yes.
featured an episode on the mysterious disappearance of Southern Is that what it was called? Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
Southern Hoffman. Yeah, Unsolved Mysteries back in the day did a whole thing on her. There, but I hope everybody enjoyed this. This was about Terri Hoffman, and blessed be.
Yeah, have a good night. Bye.
Bye.